Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. It's June 10th, 2022. How is everyone today? Good morning. I love seeing everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for a fun welcome this morning. Happy Friday. I hope everyone has had a great week. It has been kind of a fast week here, I feel like. Good morning, Kelly. Oh, I am so happy for you, Kelly. Kelly started a new job. That is awesome. Full-time Monday. Oh, that is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Hello, Cuddly Koala says first time live and it's midnight. Oh my goodness, that's late. Welcome. Hello from Sweden, Helena. Hello. Good morning, everyone. So today I thought it would be fun to create some summer themed cards. I love the new products from My Favorite Things. I have a new video that went up yesterday you can check out. I'll show you the cards here up close as well. But I thought we could take some Popsicles. They have a really cute new Die-Namics die set, and then do some really fun stenciling and stamping layering to create some backgrounds that really would work for lots of things. So maybe you want to take some of the cute images that I used from yesterday's cards and put them on these backgrounds. There's just lots of things you can do. You guys know I love a good layered background. So we're going to be creating that today. I did prep, and it's a good thing. A lot of the die cuts off camera, they're pretty tiny. I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show you the products we're using and then we'll dive right in. If you have questions while I'm working, I will try to catch those. If I don't, I usually try to do a Q&A at the end. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. If you are a longtime subscriber, thank you guys. You make these Fridays so worth it, and I appreciate you all so much. Please remember to like, subscribe if you haven't, all of those things. Help me out so very much. Okay, replay crew. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, love you guys. I know Jennifer Spence told me she was just popping in. She had to work this morning, but she's going to catch the replay. Replay crew, you guys, I appreciate you guys. Love you so very much. All right. Hello. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I am going to flip this around. Okay, so these are the cards we're actually going to make today, and I did a couple of different colorways. I'm really digging red, white, and blue right now. I always like red, white, and blue, but I also thought it would be really fun to just show you another colorway and create some watermelon popsicles as well. Before we dive into what all we're going to use, I do want to show yesterday's cards. They're a couple of my favorite cards I've made in a while. These are all brand new products from My Favorite Things as well, except for the stencils. We are going to use these exact stencils for our cards today. These are Simon Says Stamp Dimensional Stars stencils. So I did a little bit different background treatment. You can catch that video over on my channel if you haven't seen it already. But I used the new Tall Stitched Rainbow with the new Stars and Stripe pattern paper from My Favorite Thing. And then this adorable little stamp set, I think it's called Girlfriend. And then this is called You Make My Heart Go Boom. I turned him into an Uncle Sam. Someone in my comments said he would make a really cute magician, which I thought was a very fun idea because none of the little like stars or stripes are on his outfit. You can color him in a lot of different ways. And then I was struggling for the word I was looking for in my video when I filmed or edited it, but a ringmaster for a circus as well. So he could really be used in a lot of different ways. So those are the cards from yesterday. I just wanted to kind of throw those out there and show you. And definitely, yes, I colored mine red, white, and blue, but these could be colored in lots of ways. And that's kind of what I wanted to mention here. Oh, thank you, Jessie. All right. Oh, thank you, Biddy Penny said she liked those too. Okay. Oh, how fun. Linda says, good morning, everyone. She ordered the Spellbinders Platinum 6 and waiting for it to arrive. Yes, I bet you're anxious. Thank you, Andrea. So these are today's cards. Lots and lots of layering of the background. So let's see if we can see it here. Yep. when I tilt it, we are of course going to add some text background to this. It's really only going to show up to our stenciled areas, which I like. It's very faint. I don't want it to overpower. Originally, when I did my samples earlier this week, I tried to do like the lightest color of ink, and it was just way too much in the background. So I went with my old reliable unicorn white ink, and we're going to do that for both. You can just see it show up in the stenciled areas, which I really like. We're going to start with the Simon Says Stamp Dimensional Stars Layering Stencils, and actually we're not. Whoops! Let's see if I can throw everything on the floor first thing. We're actually going to start with this new stencil from My Favorite Things from their June release. It's called Sunny Rays. I had to look to make sure I called it the right thing. I already have mine prepped with pixie spray because I think it needs it for stenciling. Then we're going to stencil the layering stencils called Dimensional Stars from Simon Says Stamp. We're going to use the Happy Birthday background, which I have in my Misty prepped and ready to go. And then the other new products from the My Favorite Things June release are these cute popsicles, and I think they're called Pair of Popsicles, which you can see, I didn't even put them on a magnet here, but there's lots of itty bitty pieces. I kind of ignored the little tiny pieces, and I'm going to show you how I created the decoration on the popsicles differently instead of those teeny tiny dies. And then we're going to use this cute little Every Flavor of Happy stamp set. So that is what we're using today. Oh, that's so cool. Cindy says that she ordered some stuff after the video yesterday because her husband's birthday is July 4th. What a fun birthday. I love that. Hello, Heather from Australia. Okay, so let me grab my paper, and we're going to do a little stenciling first and create our backgrounds, and then we will create our popsicles. Thank you, Cassie. All right, so first things first. I have a couple of panels. We're going to do these in two different colorways. I already cut these to 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and then we're going to take our Sunny Rays stencil, and I think we'll just kind of, and I did prep it. Let me grab that really quick. I prepped it ahead of time with pixie spray. That's so it doesn't shift. I find if there's anything that has kind of skinny stripes like this, pixie spray is so helpful. I'm not going to use that for the star stencils, but I did use it for this. And then let me find my lightest color of ink in both colorways. For the blue background, we're going to use Marine. For the green background, we're going to use Spring. And I wonder if I brought, probably not. Okay. Grab my little cloth because I will have to do a quick little change. Oh my goodness, yes, it is super late in Australia. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I just got my nails done this week, which was good because I broke one. Okay. So I'm just going to barely dab on a little bit of my spring color. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did try to, something I've been doing a lot lately, I just tried to keep my color mostly kind of right here around the arc of kind of where the sun is. And then I didn't ink clear out to the edge. You can do this however you want, but I kind of like that fade out look. And we're simply going to use one color of ink. And I'm going to just go around here. I'm not going to stencil that sunshine shape at all. And I found it pretty easy to avoid. And we're just going to add our green color like that. And that is it. Let me see. Shelly says she caught alive but also working. I love it. Biddy Penny said the same thing. Karen, I will share that with Simon Says Stamp that you'd like to see cubes. And then before I do blue, so I don't cross-contaminate, I'm just going to wipe this off for the sake of video. Normally I would clean it a little bit better, and then I will wash all these when our video is done with a little warm water. That's usually all it takes. Sometimes I have to use a little soap. Okay. There's that one. Hello, Cinder's Papercraft. Okay, so the next background is going to be marine blue. And I just want to do these steps at the same time, even though I'm not doing, obviously, the same color. And I also think maybe like rainbow popsicles would be really fun. There's so many things you can do here. I wanted mine to kind of remind me of summer, and so that's what I went with. Okay, there's our light marine color. So here are our two backgrounds so far. Next, we're going to take those Dimensional Stars stencils. Heather says, doing her washing, dedication at this time of night. I love it. Oh my goodness, that's funny. And I don't think it matters what order you use these in. So one of these is obviously going to be like my light color, the darker color, and then our contrast color. And let's just start with our green background first. Probably should have started with blue. Oh well. So I'm going to go back to my spring ink, and we're just going to stencil our stars. And I'm holding it in place. You could also use like the tonic magnetic matte, or if you feel more comfortable, tape it down. Any of those things. I'm going to go ahead and just wipe up my green ink from this. And we're going to switch to our blue. Good morning, everyone. Coming in. What is everyone's plans for this weekend? Anything fun? Good morning, Connie. Hello, Ulrika. Okay, so next we're going to go back with marine ink and do our first layer here. And you'll notice I'm not really using a super heavy hand. I kind of want this to be a little bit lighter application. And there is our second stencil layer, I guess. So let's move those two colors out of the way and grab the rest of our colors for the rest of our stenciling. I love a good stenciled background. We're going to go ahead and do our next stencil. Oh, how fun, Danielle. Biddy Penny says crafting, packing, and an art show. Heather's going to be card making with neighbors this weekend. Oh, that's so much fun. I love that. Jessie's going to finish birthday cards and unfortunately cleaning. I have some of that to do as well. So the second color for our stars for the green watermelon background is going to be Lucky. And again, I'm going to try not to do a super heavy-handed application. You can always go back and add more if you want. That's the great thing about stencils, is they're super easy to line back up. Janice says having a crafting day with a friend and hoping to plant an herb garden on Sunday. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Robin says scrapbooking with friends. Diane says making anniversary and birthday cards. Elizabeth is going to be fun going to agility dog class and then a local gig for her son. Oh, nice. Sandy says celebrating birthday with friends. All right. So I like kind of the two-tone look there. Let's just move this guy out of the way. Normally I would probably do all of one card at a time. At least that's what I did when I did the samples, but it's easier for the video to kind of try to keep it somewhat organized this way. Now, if you wanted to make a bunch of these backgrounds and make them like all the same, this would be a really great like mass-produced type background. And then I'm going to take royal ink for my blue background. So this is going to be my dark blue color. And I tap it into an empty space on my stencil just to kind of get off some of that ink. So it's not quite so harsh when I go to stencil. And then you can pick up some of that if you need more ink to stencil your stars. And there is our second color for blue. Odin found a dirty sock somewhere. That's awesome. We talked about this, I think, last week about how dogs are like children and they don't want you or need you until you are in the middle of something and then they do naughty things. That's definitely what he's doing this morning. So for our third layer, we're going to do a contrast color. Jane says it's too hot to go outside, so she's scrapping, stamping, and sewing. I love that. Oh my goodness, Catherine says, have to assemble my new dream box, then Father's Day cards. That is so exciting. Congratulations on your dream box. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, you guys. So cherry is what I picked for my more red, white, and blue background. Again, I'm going to tap off a little of that excess ink. And then I'm going to use a pretty light hand because I think too harsh of inking is not going to look great there. And I'm just going to add that red color everywhere. Okay. And there is our red, white, and blue background. Now I did pick, because it's a watermelon card, I of course picked watermelon ink for, instead of that cherry ink for our watermelon background. So I'm just going to clean that off. I might clean off a little bit of this ink too. And we're going to take the watermelon Pawsitively saturated ink. And same thing, we're just going to kind of tap off a little of that excess and try to use a light hand and ink blend those watermelon stars everywhere. And if you want, I did go in and a cup, like especially some of the smaller ones, I added a little more ink. It's the Little Things in Card Making wants to know how my knee is doing. So much better, you guys. So much better. I can stand for lots of time now, which is good. I stand to craft. So that was painful before. I can do that. I don't have pain. I don't have pain when I walk. I'm still doing my physical therapy. So thank you for asking. I am doing so much better. So here are our stenciled backgrounds. That's 4 stencils to create those backgrounds, but I absolutely love the effect. Let's move my blending brushes out of the way. We don't need those anymore. Jessie wants to know what cardstock I'm using for this. I believe I actually used Hammermill cardstock. So someone mentioned to me that they use Hammermill cardstock a lot, like for Copic coloring. I'm actually not using that for my popsicles. I did on my sample, but I'm not, well, for one of my samples, because they said they think it doesn't bleed quite as much. So I'm trying out stenciling and some stuff on it. I usually use Nina 110 pound weight, but these backgrounds are actually Hammermill cardstock. So I have already prepped my Misty. This is the birthday background from My Favorite Things. This is not a new product. It's one of my favorites. If you guys have been here a while, you know my love of text background stamps and how I love them all and I use them all the time. that's what we're going to do here. So I am taking, this is the, let me show you, the Hero Arts Unicorn White ink. This is my favorite white pigment ink. And we are going to ink it up. I did find that this works better to ink it twice, and I'll show you, or stamp this twice, I guess I should say. Even using the pressing tool, I just felt like the white showed up better if I stamped it twice. So I feel like it doesn't show up super great with that first one, so I just go ahead and ink it up again. I don't really know why, but this is just what I found worked the best. And I feel like this shows up a little bit better. And there you go. So there is one of our backgrounds. We're just going to set that off to the side. Let's go ahead and ink the other one really quick. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Diane. Yes, I'm so much on the mend. I told my physical therapist that yesterday. They asked me, you know, did I have any concerns? And I was like, not really. I feel good. I kind of been cleared to kind of go back. They said not to like do the super long walks that I used to do in the mornings with my dog all at once. They said just to gradually increase like time and distance. So very excited about that. Odin is very excited. He lives for our walks. So that's all good news. I'm so happy. As much as I didn't want to have knee surgery, I'm really glad I did. I've never seen one of those dream boxes in real life. I see you guys talking about it because Catherine said she's getting one in the chat. But I've seen all the pictures of them and they're so cool. So I'm excited to see what all that looks like. And there's the second background. All right, we're going to go ahead and move this out of the way as well. So after we have our backgrounds, I decided I wanted to take the Popsicle dies and do a couple of different styles. There's lots of layering pieces. Let me grab that set again. Should have put it on a magnet, but I didn't. You can see that there are so many teeny tiny pieces. And then this is the stamp set. I didn't want to stamp and emboss on camera today, so I already pre-prepped these. I die cut them with sentiment label dies from Simon Says Stamp. And we'll add those after we've done our popsicles. I've also prepped a bunch of popsicles since there's multiples and they're colored the same, but we're going to go ahead and color a couple of these here on camera, or one of each style, I should say, on camera. And I thought I had a scrap piece of paper. I do. We're going to just put this underneath. So I need to remind myself. Okay, yeah. So the big popsicle we're going to make is going to be the watermelon popsicle. I'm going to grab the pieces for that. It's going to be the big piece, the bottom. You could also just color this big piece. You don't have to do the layering pieces if you don't want to. I'm going to today. So we've got the big piece, the bottom, the little skinny stripe, and then our popsicle stick, and that's what we're going to use. Now the die set, believe it or not, comes, you guys, with the teeniest tiny seeds. I'm going to take it out and show you because it's just too tiny. Even for me, I know you guys know my love of die cutting, but I think these are so stinking tiny. So here's some little seeds. You can also do like confetti and sprinkles and all that good stuff. And then you could like do a chocolate dipped cone or something. I'm just going to draw them in with a black pen because I'm lazy. I did not use the Hammermill cardstock for the popsicles. So actually this one is Hammermill cardstock and all the rest are Neenah. All the rest of these are Neenah, and I'm going to tell you why. I used the heavy 110-pound weight Neenah cardstock, and I felt like it was just a little bit more substantial because I'm popping them up on foam adhesive. But this one is Hammermill cardstock. I just went ahead and left it, but I switched. I die cut one. It's my tester. And did my tester, and then I just did the rest. But I don't think it really matters. Let's see. Tracy says, playing with the June, my favorite thing is card kit. Oh, that's so much fun. Not lazy, efficient. Susie says yes. Oh my goodness, Dawn says, getting ready for an MRI while watching and listening. Oh, I'm sorry you have to have an MRI. I hope everything goes well. So let's go ahead and do our watermelon card. We're going to go ahead and finish that one, or color that one, pardon me, first. And for that, I did list the Copic markers down in the description for easy reference today. I'm going to grab my markers I need for this. And what I did is I'm going to use my base here of my Popsicle, and I'm going to color it red. And I'm going to use R46 first, and I'm going to do the darker part up here at the top. And you will notice that I'm not going to color super nice, but it's going to end up really cute. Okay, was someone asking about the tool I pressed? I use this, I got this as a gift. I believe there's an Etsy shop, and I know I have a link for it. I can add it later. I just use it to help press on the Misty when I need a really good impression. You know, Danielle, that's a great idea. She said, can you use the seeds die and make a stencil out of it to ink up for the Popsicles? And I think you absolutely could. That's a great idea. And then I'm going to take R27 and I'm going to kind of just pull that dark R46 down a bit. And then I'm going to use R22. And I don't need to go all the way down to the bottom because we're actually going to cover that up. And I'm pulling R32 all the way into the top. It's got quite a bit more colorless blender in it. But these are Popsicles, so I kind of want them to have that fade out type of look a little bit. Then what I found worked best, instead of trying to color these teeny tiny little pieces on their own, is I'm going to glue it down. So we're going to glue down the base color, or the base layer, pardon me. So this bottom piece, and that is going to be green. I'm going to let that glue dry for just a second, and we're going to do our popsicle stick. This is E57 and E55. Again, I color really sloppy, I know, but promise it turns out cute. Let me see. Danielle says, wouldn't glue those tiny seeds on either. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. I must have missed what Robert said. I'll go back and read later. We're going to use G09 for the bottom, and I'm going to start down here along the bottom edge. And I'm just going to add, kind of like I did the Popsicle, we're going to do about 3 shades. So G09, G02, and I purposely picked the colors that I think match those Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks. And then G00. And just kind of go back and forth over it. Then we're going to draw a little line of glue and add our layering piece. Now, if you don't want to do all the layering, like I said, just take the base and color it exactly like this. You would have to be a little neater, but not a lot. And then I'm going to put a little dab of glue on my popsicle stick. And we're just going to pop that in place. Just like that. Whoops. Not just like that. Let me grab my tweezers. Reverse tweezers are the best invention. Okay, that's how I did it for when I was making these off camera. So while that's kind of drying, I'm going to go back with G00. Danielle says that looks yummy. That's funny. And I am going to just kind of do a very little light line here, not a ton. I want to leave kind of a little bit of that white. And then I need to look at Robert's comment. Okay, let me scroll back, guys. Hold on. Let's see. I suppose I'm not going to find it. Oh, no, wait. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Watching this live so that when my wife watches this tonight, I will look like a genius and be able to talk with her about cards. Oh, thank you. That is so nice. Thank you, guys. You're right. I did need to go back and see that. That is amazing. You're a good man. So I'm going to take my black jelly roll pen, and I'm just going to do my own little seeds. Now, the only thing I caution you with here, don't touch this right away because it will smear. And they really don't have to be perfect. I think once they're on, they look so super cute. Or when it's on the card, they look so cute. And so I just kind of let it sit like this and completely dry, which it probably is. Let's go ahead and color our other one. Now I will show you really quick. I think there's something sticky here. So I thought, I started with 2 popsicles. I thought I'll make one of each. Well, that didn't look like enough on the background because they're pretty small. So I did 3, and 3 still didn't look good, so I ended up with 4. That's how I ended up with 4 on each card. So yes, off camera, I did do 3 more. So we made the big one, but I did make 3 small ones for our card, and they were colored exactly the same. There's the same pieces no matter if you want to make the big or the small, and the same goes for the more patriotic looking popsicles. And I even made like just some red and white ones to go with that. So did I really make too many off camera? Oh, I did. That's hilarious. I gave myself more work. So I did 2 red and white and then 2 red, white, and blue. So let's go ahead and move these guys and let's color in our red, white, and blue. We're going to make the skinny version. And for this one, I'm just going to do a layer of glue all over the base. Now this will give it a little more stability too if you're going to do all kinds of pieces on top. I did this a couple ways, and ultimately I decided I liked coloring it best when it was already assembled. So we have our base layer, our middle layer, that's not lined up very good, and our top. Let's fix that before the glue sets. And we're just going to make sure those are lined up. Still doesn't look very lined up. There we go. And then we're going to color in the top portion red. I will be able to make more cards, absolutely. Hello, Randy from Norway. So I'm going to do pretty much the same thing, but I don't need to add quite as much to each section. So I'm going to do R46. R27 and R22. And this is a lot more like just coloring in an outline image or coloring in a die cut that has multiple areas. You just have to be a little more careful But not coloring in each teeny tiny little section individually and adhering it, I found worked better for me. And then we're going to switch, instead of some greens, we're going to have some blues. And then for white, I don't want it to be totally white. So I picked Warm Gray 3, and I'm going to just lay down a very teeny tiny bit of color along the sides. And then we're going to take our colorless blender, because that looks pretty terrible as is, and we're just going to really saturate those areas. You can also use like a lighter warm gray to blend that out. I just had my colorless blender handy, and I'll show you why here in a second. And I'm really just going to saturate that to dull those edges. Just be careful you don't pick up any of the red ink and smear it. Ask me how I know, because I did that. Hello, Shay. And then for the bottom section, we have some B37, so we're going to put that dark color down at the bottom. Then we're going to do a little B34. And finally, B21. And again, I did list these underneath the video here today, so for easy reference. And I'm going to just blend that all together. Then I do have a popsicle stick for this guy too. With E57 and E55. Excuse me. Jenna says, a little late at work today. I think there's several of you who are at work today. And then we're going to do the same thing where we glue this together. And then I'm going to let that sit. Then, that colorless blender that I said I had out. Yes, Jana says, make a stencil for seeds. Absolutely. What I like to do, I think I already added it to some of these. See the little highlighted light part in some of the popsicles? So let's do this one that I've already colored since it's already glued together good. If you take your colorless blender, the name is really not, it's not a blender. It's going to move that ink. So I like to just make like a little highlight on my popsicles with my colorless blender, and it's going to move and push the color away. And I'm just going to kind of do it all the way down the side. I thought it was especially fun on these red, white, and blue ones. And it gives them a little highlight. You can do it on this one now too. And you can go over it a couple times if you want to. It's almost like magic. There we go. That one looks really good now. And you can even do that. I think I already did it for my red and white ones. This one has a little one too. You can see, you can go back over like the watermelon ones and add a little bit if you want. We'll kind of go ahead and add a little more. Just makes for a really fun highlight. Let's do this one too that we just colored. And it's a super easy way. Now, if you want, you could also take like a white jelly roll pen, kind of like the black one that we used for the watermelon seeds, and you could draw in some little highlights. I just love the colorless blender with the Copics for this, as it, to me, it gives a more realistic popsicle kind of effect. All right, let's start putting it all together. Let's go ahead and do our watermelon first. And I really like, with a background that has a lot going on, I always like to pop things up with foam adhesive. Oh, thank you, Connie. So we're just going to kind of go down the center of our popsicle and add some foam adhesive squares. And then for the popsicle stick that's so teeny tiny, I take these big squares and I just cut like some little thin strips. You could get some foam adhesive actual strips if you wanted to, but I often don't want to mess with that, so I'll just cut a big square into little strips. You don't need a lot. And then we're just going to kind of position these here in the center. Same thing for our little skinny guys. Crafted Mama says, pop it in while at work. You're in good company. There's several of you popping in from work today. Oh my goodness, Sean, that's so awesome. You said you never get to catch me live? Well, I'm glad you did today. That's so fun. Shopping for cross-stitch supplies right now. That's amazing. Yep, I'm ready to film my floss tube video for tomorrow too. I have been a stitching maniac this week. And a card making maniac. Man, I feel like I've made so many cards this week. Christine wants to know what brand of foam adhesive I use. So these foam adhesive squares are my absolute favorite. These are scrapbook adhesives, and I believe I did add these in the supplies. If I did not, you guys, please let me know. I thought I did. My favorite foam adhesive supplies are, let me see, maybe I'll put this guy over here. Yeah, I'm going to. Are scrapbook adhesives, and then the waffle flower foam adhesive strips. They come in a couple of different widths, but they come in packages like this. And this is what I like to use for shakers or sentiment strips most of the time and things like that. These are so sticky though. But they stay put, which is what we're looking for. I am going to use the skinnier foam adhesive squares on this one, and I'll show you why. I was trying to tuck this one over, and I used the bigger squares, and I really wasn't able to. So I'm going to use the little bit thinner ones. And I like lots of foam adhesive, as you can see. Yes, that's going to be better. So using the little bit skinnier one, I can overlap that a little bit better. Yes, Crafted Mama, these are the Popsicles. I think it's called Para Popsicles. It's a new release from My Favorite Things, their June release that came out this week. And they're really fun. Now, if you don't want to color all of the things, you could definitely, because all those little individual pieces are individual pieces, you could die cut them from different colors of cardstock, and I think that would be really fun too. Or even pattern paper, all the things. As I mentioned, I did stamp and emboss these off camera. This is a little, it's so good for birthday cards. I think this would be cute for like cupcake cards and things too. Thanks a Melon would be really cute for these watermelon, and this is every flavor of happy. I just think this is a great little greeting stamp set. I stamped these on slate, Simon Says Stamp cardstock with clear embossing ink and heat embossed with white embossing powder. And then we're just going to put some foam adhesive on the back because I want to pop these up. We're popping up all of the things today. And we're going to put this one down first. And then we will put the little happy birthday strip underneath. So I used 2 different sentiments from this set. Oh my goodness, Cassie, you have to let me know if you get to go. That would be really fun. And I second what Sean said. She said, enjoy your summer, teachers. You deserve the time off. Absolutely. Athena, yes. I think, excuse me, I think glossy accents. I need to get a drink, guys. I'm sorry. I have a dry throat today. I think glossy accents would be really cute. I thought about doing that, and then, to be honest, I didn't want to wait for the dry time. But I think glossy accents for the popsicles would be really cute. And there's our first card background put together. Now, this is a little bit smaller than A2 size. So we definitely want to put it on our card base like that, which I'll do in a minute. Let's go ahead and put together our second one. Oh, Sean, that is such a pretty cross-stitch sampler. That's exciting. And I agree. Sean says she can cross-stitch is what she means while watching TV with her husband. Card making is easier in my craft room. That is exactly why I have been cross-stitching so much. It is a really great way that, like, because Ethan always my son wants me to watch like certain shows with him or whatever, and it is a nice break to be able to go do that. And I have a hard time sitting still, and so keeping my hands busy, we've watched so many more things, and it's just a nice way to spend time together and unwind in the evening. I agree. Ooh, Tracy, embroidery is so, I'm fascinated by it. I watch all those embroidery things. I've never tried it, but oh, I agree. I think it's beautiful. Jessie says, do you ever do white pigment ink and white powder for heat embossing? Not very often. I kind of forget about it, to be honest. I really love the embossing and watermark ink from Hero Arts, and I think that's why I use that one so much. But yes, your white pigment ink and embossing powder would work too. Danielle, that's a great idea. She says a glossy top with a runny drip would be so fun. Yes. Terry, yes, the background is Star Stencil. It's called Dimensional Stars by Simon Says Stamp. And I do have it listed in the description as well. Alyssa and John Johnson says, late good morning from the North Pole. Love these popsicles. Oh, how fun. Cassie says, loving the stars. Thank you. I am too. The stars just felt appropriate. And I don't know, I've been addicted to this set of stars stencil. It's just the perfect one. So I did a combination of red, white, and blue, and just red and white for my popsicles on this card. Mix it up a little bit. And I will say that inspiration came directly, I'm going to show you real quick. From that. This is the pattern paper. So at the beginning of the video, if you just got here, I showed that I made these cards, and this video went up yesterday. And the Stitch Tall Rainbows are out of pattern paper. This is the pattern paper pad, and I love it. This pattern paper, and I just use that as inspiration for coloring in my popsicles. You can find inspiration anywhere. Oh, Alyssa, that's so awesome. Star is her middle name. That is so fun. Good morning, Lynn. Sean, that paper's so good. I am such a sucker for cute themed paper. It has to not be super busy. Like, I like really small patterns, and I like stripes and plaids. The popsicle paper I really thought was cute too. But yeah, I love like Valentine's themed paper and 4th of July or patriotic themed paper. I'm a sucker for it. I don't know. But a lot of those designs can be used for other things. That's one of my other favorite things about that. So, red and white stripe. I'm always needing that for holiday. This blue and white would also be really cute for winter. I think the blue stars would be a really fun wintry themed background. Other than like the fireworks and stuff, I think a lot of these could be used for other things. And that is what I look for in pattern paper. I like it to be super versatile. Danielle, I couldn't agree more. She says she wishes 12 by 12 papers had the same small print as 6 by 6. I agree. The size and scale of 6x6 is totally my jam. And then let's just pop our, and I have the same sentiments for this card. Yes, the foam adhesive makes it take a little bit longer, but I love it popped up. Who else is a foam adhesive addict? Hello, Carmen. Yes, is it Fee Feekins? Definitely catch the replay. I appreciate everyone who takes the time too. Thank you. Addict for sure. Hand up. I love it. That's so fun. I love foam adhesive. I always say I think I should take out stock in it because as much as I use. All right. So there are our images. I did end up with an extra. Counting is hard, apparently, when I'm prepping. But as someone pointed out, I can just make another card now, which I definitely will. All right. Let's go ahead and adhere these panels to our card bases. I need to get some new adhesive. So I've got my top fold card bases, and we're just going to adhere these down. You guys can probably guess what we need to add next. Some embellishment, of course. Let's go ahead and adhere this one. Foam for the win, Biddy Penny says, yes. Diane says, I have a granddaughter that keeps raiding my pattern paper stash and I don't have the heart to stop her, so I definitely need some more. I love, though, that she wants to obviously make something with it. That is amazing. And, you know, something I've realized that I used to hoard. And I got to realizing I'm hoarding things so long I'm not using them. So just use it. There's going to be more. Somebody's going to come out with something amazing that I'm going to have. So I've really been trying to just use things and not hoard it. We are going to add a couple little red hearts and some little silver stars. Bling! Yes, absolutely, Susan. Oh, that's a great idea. Yvette says, put the extra popsicle on the inside of the card. And I didn't do anything inside my card today, so I like that idea. I will do that. That's a great idea. I'm going to add some little dabs of glue and take our embellishment wand and put some little stars. We're just going to reinforce our star theme as well as add in that great bling factor. And let's just go ahead and add our hearts. I left the perfect little space right here under our greetings for a heart, I think. And let's do this guy. And you instantly have a couple of really cute birthday cards, or like I said, change up the sentiment. Like thanks a melon could be easily switched out. I know I say this all the time, but I'm a big proponent for creating cards that can have a lot of different sentiments on them. This could just be like a hello friend, all kinds of things. You may even already have some sentiments. Okay, let's see what's wrong with my embellishment wand. I think I got glue on it. And then I stuck my hand right in the glue. That's always good. And then, like, just a let's chill, yay you. This calls for sprinkles, would also be cute if you wanted to put sprinkles on your popsicles. You're the coolest. A treat for you. Maybe if you took a box of popsicles or something. It's a little late now, but I thought it would be cute to make a popsicle card and put that on there and take a box of popsicles, like for your child's last day of school. I know my kids are too old, too old for that now, but back in the day I used to do that, and I think that that would be really fun to just kind of gift that for your child's or grandchild's classroom. Thank you. It's the little things in card making. Yes, perfect for summer birthdays, male and female, Sean says. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Diane says this would make a great gift bag tag too. Yes, for sure. Melanie, I added my heart. It's just little down here underneath our sentiments. Let me pop my camera around. Okay. I'm sure I missed some stuff. Craft and Mama says, me, total hoarder of pattern paper and anything from Tim Holtz. Yes, me too. And I'm making myself use things. Cassie, I love that. The little emojis. Jessie says, I hoard paper and I'm trying to be better and use. Me too. I hoard, I know I've said this before, doodlebug paper. I just bought more. I'm fine. Use it. Use it. Just use all of the good stuff. The watermelons are so cute. Thank you, Mindy. Yes, Karen says you need to make rainbow popsicles. I think they'd be cute. I tried to do something different. Rainbows was my initial thought, and I thought, you know, just try something different today. Let's see. Patty says, thank you for sharing. You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Sean. Yes, Robert, that's a great idea. Great for inviting friends and family to holiday picnics and barbecues. That would be so fun to hand out to neighbors. I love that idea. Oh, Danielle says her birthday is July 5th, so happy early birthday. She loves the red, white, and blue. Oh, good. Diane says I introduced her to Doodlebug. I'm happy to help. Let's see. Thank you, Linda, for spending some time. Oh, your Spellbinders machine just arrived. Get that unpacked and get to die cutting. That's exciting. All right. I think if I've missed anything, let me know real quick. I'll hang out here for just a little bit longer because in case I missed something. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Danielle says loves Doodlebug too. Yvette says pattern paper is my addiction, but I have been very good. Yes. I think that's why, oh, I got hair in my face. I'm so sorry. I love pattern paper, and I think it's probably also why I love fabric. I love patterns, and I'm very specific with what I like, and I tend to like the smallish patterns very, very much. Ooh, yay! Helena says she's going to try to make popsicles. I think you totally could make them without the dies. Very easily. They're pretty basic in shape. Okay. Let's see. Is it Alicia? Someone asked a rule for embellishment placement. There's no rule. So normally I know I put 4 popsicles, and I always say I usually do odd numbers. And that's initially how I did. Like I started with 2, and that didn't look good. It was not enough. And I did 3 because I generally try to do embellishments in odd numbers. So 3 or 5 or whatever. 3 is kind of my norm, 3 to 5. 3 or 5, pardon me. But I didn't think 3 looked like enough either. So I did 4. I laid out 5 and I didn't like it. So there is no rule. Just kind of go with what looks good to you. Thank you, Dawn. Let me see. And I also really try I don't think there should be rules. Do what lights your heart on fire. I said that in another video, and I truly believe that. Just do what you enjoy and what looks good to you. Okay, you guys, I think that's about it. Wayfaring Panda says has a hard time figuring out where to put embellishments like jewels and enamel dots. Just start small. Like I generally try to group them like in groups of 3 and then maybe 2 somewhere else, which gives you a total of 5, which is a nice odd number. But try grouping them in like little 3s. I'll show you on my cards because I did that here. So you'll notice that there's 3 little stars here. I did put one on the Popsicle because I think that kind of ties it all together. And then there's another little group of 3 here. Kind of at a diagonal is something I like to do a lot. You definitely could add more if you wanted to, but maybe try that and see if you like it. Okay. Yes, Cassie, let me know about 1, 2, 3 stitch if you get to go. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody gets some crafting time in, and I will see everybody next Friday. Have a great weekend. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.